Well, Earth Day is just around the corner, and we're looking at renewable energy sources. Take a look behind me at these solar panels. It's saving this business almost 50% on their electric bill, and you can get similar savings in your home. And not only that, but we're looking at a place that is taking care of pets for vets. You can't believe what this nonprofit organization is doing. Stay with us, grab that cup of coffee. You don't want to miss 1 minute of today's show. That you may want to think about solar energy. It can save you up to 50% off your electric bill. We had an opportunity to talk to Tim Shiflett from Power Up Renewable Energy. Tell me a little bit about solar energy. How does it work?
Basically, we have the solar panels like the one that I have here behind us. We rack them up on the roof, anywhere from 5, 10, 15, depending on the load and the draw inside the building. We run wires down to the electric panel. We set an inverter down there. That inverter changes the DC from the solar into AC, and which you can use inside the house.
You come in and you size it for a home, like number of family members. How does that part work?
Yeah, actually, we do size from your electric bill. I mean, that's the first thing that anybody needs as a solar contractor is your electric bill. I need to know what your usage is. You tell me what your use a $100 bill, $200 bill, $300 bill, and we can size your system accordingly.
Now, what can I expect in terms of savings going to solar energy?
We try to hit you at least 50% of the money that you're going to spend in the next 25 years. We're going to save you 50% of that or more. So if you're in a $100 bill times 12 months times 25 years, you're going to spend over $30,000 on electricity to AEP with no price increases, just today's prices. Well, we're going to try to get you in for under $15,000 plus your SCRAM money, which there's a lot of different incentive plans. But with the incentives, we're going to save you well over 50% of your money.
Why do you think a lot of people haven't converted to solar energy with that kind of savings?
It's just knowledge. It's getting the word out there to people. Once you sit down and explain to people how everything works, man, it sells itself. It's not a hard job, but just getting the word out here. Once you have one on one block, you have 3 neighbors call you from that block.
So as a consumer, what's the best way to go to get things going?
It's a simple process to get something started. You just go to our website, and there's a box on the top that says "Click Get Started." And the reason you want to do that is I need 2 things from you. I need your address and your electric bill, so I can see your site, so I can give you a quick. We take a satellite picture of your address, and then we can look and see. Okay, I can put this size system on that house, and then your electric bill tells me what your usage is. We take the 2, size it up, and get you a package.
Give us some information how we can get a hold of you, Tim.
You can get the easiest way to get a hold of us is just on our website, and that's powerupohio.com.
Locally owned and operated since 1999, Local Waste Services has been providing waste and recycling services to over 100,000 customers in Central Ohio. We're here at the Local Waste Service Transfer Station talking with Ryan and Eric. So Ryan, how much recycling does Local Waste Services collect here in Central Ohio?
Well, Renee, in 2015, we collected over 52 million pounds of recycling, including plastic, paper, cardboard, metal, and even yard waste.
So how does Local Waste Services process all this material?
Well, depending on the material, it's processed differently. Here at Local Waste Services, we have a compactor which produces 2,000-pound cardboard bales, and then we load those up into a trailer and have them shipped around Columbus to different recycling centers.
So Eric, thanks for joining us. It's very nice to meet you.
My pleasure.
I noticed your tagline says, "Keeping Buckeyes Green." How else does Local Waste Services keep Central Ohio green?
Well, Local Waste Services made a commitment to purchase new vehicles that operate on CNG or compressed natural gas. It's a renewable resource. It's found locally here in Ohio. The trucks are very quiet and operate at almost 100% emission free. We're on a mission to operate these vehicles in the 30-plus municipal contracts that we operate in, communities like Hilliard, Worthington, Grove City. We also provide recycling and trash removal services for several thousand commercial businesses in Central Ohio.
So Eric, how can we find out more information?
Well, we can go to localwasteservices.com, or we have a Facebook page as well.
Thank you so much for having us out. This is really fascinating.
Thank you. My pleasure.
Well, if you missed any of today's show, you can catch us on CW53 at 11 p.m. right before TMZ. Well, many people are getting into the gluten-free lifestyle, and we are here at Bake Me Happy. They're a part of the Gluten-Free Food Allergy Festival. It's coming up at the end of the month. We learn more from Letha and Wendy. Well, Wendy, Letha, Glad to be here, Bake Me Happy, and have you guys on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for coming.
Let's talk a little bit about the Gluten-Free Food Allergy Festival that's coming up. This is your second annual festival, I know. It's pretty exciting. I know you had a great crowd last year.
Yes, it was an exceptional turnout. So they've come back. People can sample products, they can attend lectures, and even do baking experiences.
Wow. Now, what's the dates this year for that?
It is April 30th and May 1st
And where's that going to be?
at the Expo Center.
What kind of treats can people sample at this?
They can sample things from national products like Cheerios to local products like us and other bakeries around the city.
Well, Leith, I'm going to turn to you. Let's talk about Bake Me Happy. And why do you guys specialize in gluten-free products?
Wendy has a gluten allergy, and we were looking for a business to start, and we thought that this was a great opportunity. Columbus is very supportive of the bakery, and yes, we cater to gluten-free folks, but we cater to folks who aren't gluten-free. And a good way to kind of sum that up is everything we use here, our existing products, we're just tapping into some flours that people probably don't use on a daily basis.
I always thought gluten-free meant it was some kind of dietary food, and it's not, is it?
It's not like a fat-free diet.
Right.
Essentially, there are some folks out there who cannot digest the wheat protein. And then there's some folks out there who sometimes they may experience some GI upset when they ingest gluten. We have great products as far as texture and taste, and I think we're meeting that need that people have that they've missed for a long time.
Well, Leith, where do we learn more about Bake Me Happy and the gluten-free lifestyle?
Well, there's two ways to learn more about Bake Me Happy. You could visit us here at the bakery at 116 East Moeller, Marion Village, just south of German Village, or visit our website at bakemehappygf.com.
Fantastic. And Wendy, turning back to you for the Gluten-Free Food Allergy Festival is coming up. We need the website, some information, and when that's going to be.
That is April 30th, May 1st, 10 to 4, and their website is gffafest.com. You can purchase tickets online as well.
Fantastic. Wendy, thanks so much for your phone. Letha, thank you for being on the show.
Thank you. We appreciate it.
Salt therapy can help with breathing conditions from asthma to seasonal allergies. It can also help with skin conditions, anywhere from eczema to acne. City Salt Spa in Plain City is the place to come for salt therapy for all ages. Jessica told us about the health benefits that salt therapy can provide. Jessica, what exactly do you do here at City Salt Spa and Family Wellness Center?
We do salt therapy, which is also known as halotherapy. And what salt therapy is, so salt therapy is a holistic alternative treatment to treat respiratory and skin conditions. We use dry salt inhalation therapy to treat those conditions. We have a machine that's called a halogenerator. It grinds salt into a microparticle and it blows it into the room. Now, the salt that we use is a pharmaceutical grade sodium chloride. And that is what is ground by the machine and blown into the room. And then you would sit in this room that we are in right now and breathe that microparticle into your lungs. And as you breathe that microparticle in to your lungs, salt is super absorbent. So it goes through the respiratory system. It absorbs pollens, pollutants, allergens, and it removes it from the respiratory tract. And salt is also an anti-inflammatory. So it opens your airways by pulling moisture out of the airways, basically.
So we're standing in front of the salt, but this isn't the salt that is in the air. This is actually Himalayan salt.
Right. This is Himalayan salt, pure Himalayan salt bricks that we made this wall.
So who exactly does this benefit?
Okay, so this salt therapy is great for asthmatics, people with COPD, seasonal allergies like what we have going on right now with all the tree pollen, people with chronic coughs, colds, sinusitis, ear infections, and then it also treats skin conditions, so eczema, acne, psoriasis, dry skin.
Fantastic. How can we find out more information about City Salt Spa?
You can visit us at citysaltspa.com. Follow us on Facebook. We have a Twitter account and we have Instagram. Or you can call us at 614-873-0072.
Stay up to date on the latest events and information by visiting onacolumbus.com. It's easy to catch up on previous episodes, guests, upcoming event info, and so much more. onacolumbus.com.
Well, if you're in the area of the North Market, you may want to visit this eclectic shop. It has amazing stuff. It's called Better Earth. We had an opportunity to talk to Doreen about what you're going to find here, and she is just getting ready to celebrate her 25th year in business. Let's talk a little bit about what you're doing here at Better Earth.
Better Earth is a natural products general store and gift shop which started almost 25 years ago, conceived on Earth Day in 1990. Better Earth is a store that features community-oriented products, locally made in Ohio, made in the U.S. And yes, there are some that are international as well. But we're socially just, and we really try to work hard to be able to bring in products that are environmentally friendly and good for the community.
When you first started out in the early days, what were you doing versus today?
Better Earth was initially started as the ecology store in the Beachwold area of Clintonville, where we had all ecological products, organic gardening supplies, solar products, composting supplies.
And today it's virtually the same thing, right?
Very similar. I have brought in more local products, soaps, lotions, the Amish jellies and jams. I've tailored a little more to the customer base of the North Market and of the community downtown.
So you're starting your 25th year May 1st, right?
Yes, May 1st will be 25 years. I'll be celebrating the opening of Better Earth.
That is amazing. Well, all I got to say is here's to another 25 for you.
Thank you so much, and thank you for coming out and seeing our place.
Well, give us some contact information, how we can find you, Doreen.
Better Earth is located in the North Market. We're open 7 days a week. The phone number is 614-224-6196. Come on in and take a look at our products. We do have a website, but we're a brick and mortar store. We want you to come in and say hello.
Okay, fantastic. Doreen, thanks so much for being on the show.
Mold is a toxic substance that no one wants to see in their home. Columbus Environmental can not only remove that mold safely, they can also repair the damage that the mold has left behind. Neil told us about the steps to take to remove any mold from your home. Neil, tell us about Columbus Environmental. What exactly do you do?
We are a mold remediation business, and our focus is on the residents and commercial property owners who have found mold, whether it be in their attic, basement, or elsewhere. And our job is to come in and get it removed and make the building safe and healthy again.
So who exactly is your customer?
Our customers range from any homeowner and property owner, whether it be commercial building, industrial, or residence. And so we service really anyone who comes across mold and wants it cleaned up for the safety of the occupant and to preserve the value of their home.
Where do you typically find mold in a home?
Normally anywhere there is a potential of a water source. It can be from an attic, from a roof leak, or in the basement from constant moisture and water entry into the building.
I know mold causes a lot of health issues for people. How exactly do you clean it up, and how do you make it non-toxic?
Depending on the person, a lot of infants and elderly with low immune systems will be very allergic to mold and have difficulty breathing. We use a product that's 100% organic. It's approved by the USDA. We use no chemicals in the process. So when we leave the property, we know it's healthy and it's safe for everyone to be in, and we don't have to worry about what they're breathing. So I never thought it was a smart idea to use a toxic substance such as a chemical to remove a toxic substance such as mold.
How can we find out more information about Columbus Environmental?
Feel free to give us a call here at 614-808-6653 or visit us online at www.columbusenvironmental.com.
Well, if you missed any of today's show, you can catch us on CW53 at 11 p.m. right before TMZ.
Well, Quick is a fun, loving pet, but he's also employed by Ohio Wildlife Center. He's actually the geese patrol for SCRAM, and I'm with Adam here. who is here to help us live with wildlife in a humane way. Adam, tell us about SCRAM's unique approach to living with wildlife.
All right. Well, here at SCRAM, we choose to make a responsible decision to deal with nuisance control in a non-lethal manner. So we're actually, as opposed to a traditional trapping company, we make the responsible decision to use one-way doors exclusively and look at other factors that are involved as to why an animal is either interested in your home or how to negate it from being in your home.
What's a one-way door?
A one-way door is this apparatus right here. So it kind of looks like a trap. However, we would place this on a or the point of entry that we would find where an animal is getting into a structure. We would place this on the exterior of the structure to allow an animal a way out so it can get out, move into the range it's currently familiar with, and relocate to secondary denning that it's familiar with.
What sets your organization apart from others?
Well, we choose to approach these situations with nuisance control in a non-lethal manner. So we're looking at either why an animal is there, or if you're looking to attract an animal, what we could suggest to enhance your yard for wildlife.
Well, this is Quick, and he is a fun dog and such a sweetheart. But tell us how... he's more than just a fun dog. He works.
He is. He's a great pet. However, a pet with very high energy. So if you don't have the time for a border collie, maybe not the best pet. However, he does live to work. And his job here at SCRAM Wildlife Control and for the Ohio Wildlife Center is to chase geese and mitigate geese out of areas where geese are becoming comfortable nesting in those areas or loafing or feeding in those areas. So his job is to act as a predator and pull from the predator-prey drive that the geese are looking at to survey for danger. When they see us, they associate us with danger and start to move elsewhere to more ideal locations.
Great information, Adam. How can we find out more about SCRAM?
You can find out more about SCRAM Wildlife Control at 614-763-0696. You can like us on Facebook or contact us at www.scramwildlife.org.
Well, CSW Farms Foundation has a line that says no pet should ever be surrendered to a shelter because of a military commitment, and that's what Cindy Smith's trying to do with CSW Farm Foundation. We learn more about that organization and how you can help. So you have a foundation, CSW Farm Foundation, which is doing some really great work, and some of the things that you're doing is something I've never thought of, and I'm sure a lot of our viewing audience has never seen. Tell us a little bit about what you are doing here.
What we are doing is we're keeping families together, and families include our pets. There's over 7.2 million pets euthanized in shelters every year. So what I started thinking about was how can we be proactive as a community and maybe prevent the pets from even getting to the shelter in the first place. And what I found was there are a lot of people in adverse situations that just need temporary care for their pets, and they can't find that temporary care. So the ownership gets turned over to a shelter. And the whole idea and the importance of why this is so important in the community, and I say important a lot, but it is, really came full circle when I started working with soldiers and I started working with military bases across the country. There are astounding statistics where soldiers go through so much, and the power of a pet is so important. For instance, I don't know if most of the viewers know this, but 22 veterans in the United States every day commit suicide. 22 every day. 18% of veterans have PTSD of some kind or depression. And then during deployment, trying to keep things normal at home is important for the soldier during battle, or in the peacekeeping mission against the terrorists overseas, because when normalcy is not maintained here at home, it creates what's called a distracted soldier, and distracted soldiers are the same as distracted drivers. It puts themselves and everyone else around them at risk.
So given all the statistics out there, how is CSW Farm Foundation helping our veterans and helping people that may have displaced animals?
So we provide temporary care, on-site care for soldiers that are being deployed or soldiers that need hospitalized and they need care for their pet while they are not here.
Now, what does that mean when you say care? Is that room, board, taking care of the pet, veterinary services? What does that mean exactly?
It is on-site full care. We have large play areas for the dogs. I have veterinarians come by once a week. We have volunteers come by, and we just provide full care for the pets.
So you do anything to stay in touch with the pets owners to kind of let them know how the pet's doing while it's in your care?
On top of emailing, we also FaceTime with the soldiers so they can see their pets. And that's been very appreciative to the soldiers that are fighting, terrorism in the Middle East, to be able to see their dog.
I would imagine. Yeah, absolutely. It's probably a big boost for them. So you have a need financially. I mean, this obviously doesn't support itself, as you mentioned, as a nonprofit. So what are you trying to do, Cindy?
We would like to expand this program. CSW Farms is the only organization in the United States helping soldiers in this fashion to maintain ownership with their pet and not have to turn over to a shelter. The amount of soldiers that need this care for their pets is huge. And the more I talk to people, the more I understand. So in order to keep this mission going and keep us thriving and keep us growing, monies are needed, and any contribution would be greatly appreciated.
And how can we contact you to make those contributions to follow up with this?
Oh, fantastic. Our website is cswfarmsfoundation.org, and then, or you can call me directly with a donation at 614-580-1319.
Or you can contact CSW Farms through the Columbus Foundation at columbusfoundation.org. Stay up to date on the latest events and information by visiting onacolumbus.com. It's easy to catch up on previous episodes, guests, upcoming event info, and so much more. onacolumbus.com.
AHV Construction are the builders who are not only building homes for you and I, they're also building veteran villages for disabled veterans. Greg and Kurt told us more about AHV's unique concept of building. So Greg, thank you for coming on the show today. You actually have built most of Columbus.
I wouldn't say that. I would say that we participated in the growth of Columbus. We've been doing this for about 30 years now, with the developments, and since 2007 or 8, we've been focusing more on the single-family homes and agricultural builds, some smaller commercials, but prior to that, yeah, we made a mark. We made a dent.
You are different because you are veterans. Correct. And you help veterans. Correct. With housing. So tell us about that.
We've participated in quite a few builds for the vets. We did the Marion Transitional Housing Unit, which was a 4-family up in Marion. We just finished up the Sunbury Wounded Warrior build for a disabled vet up there. We've also got a couple projects that we're working on which are little larger projects. The Hebron project, we've got a project we're actually starting up here, I think this year. We'll be breaking ground on it, and it's actually a training facility that's going to take disabled veterans and veterans with PTSD and teach them how to become ranchers or farmers. They'll be learn how to become cattlemen and ranchers.
So Kurt, tell us about what your job is here.
My job here is business development. I take people that give me a phone call, or they might walk in. They have raw land, 40 acres, no land, we'll help you find it. They might want to place a ranch there. They might want to place a single home. Or I might have commercial people call me. 40 acres, they might want a commercial build. And, look at what these vets did. I mean, a lot. Yeah. And we're here to help.
Well, how can we find out more?
Why don't you go to our website, www.ahvbuilds.com.
Fantastic. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank
you guys do great things.
All right, thank you.
Well, this building is home to Reinhardt Richler and Cochler Attorneys at Law. This was the law firm that the late Dana Reinhardt, our former mayor, worked at. We learned a lot about his career here, as well as this attorney-owned firm and the things that they do to serve people here in the Columbus area. Today we're looking at some of the veteran-owned businesses here in the Columbus area, and this certainly has a lot of great history. Tell us a little bit about your law firm here.
Yeah, absolutely. Our law firm started in 1983. We've been going strong ever since. We're a small boutique firm that's full service, office here in Columbus and in Delaware. Buck Reinhardt, former mayor of Columbus, God rest his soul, passed away last year. Also joined a firm in the early 90s after being mayor. Good thing about Buck was a lot of people don't realize is he spent 37 years in the Marine Corps as a reservist. And in fact, when he was mayor, he was a gunny sergeant over at Lima Company.
That's unbelievable. And of course, you've served as well, and actually just came to this firm in 2011, right?
That's correct. I'm an active reservist, major in the U.S. Army Reserves, 15 years in. And after my deployment in 2011, I came here, and Buck reached out to me and brought me on board.
I know we were talking a little off camera about hiring the people for the firm. Talk to me a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We give a special preference, just as Buck gave me a special preference because of my deployment and service. We definitely give special preference to veterans when we're hiring associates, law clerks, or paralegals. We've hired a number of former veterans and also active reservists over the last several years, for sure.
You know, one of the things I noticed about your firm, and this is kind of something I haven't seen before, you do hourly billing and alternative billing?
Yeah, absolutely. So most law firms and most people think of when they hire a lawyer, they got to pay the big hourly rate. We can do that, but we also offer alternative billing. So we can do monthly retainers. You can do certain things like on success fees or a blend of both. So we get very creative for the client, whatever's in the best interest of the client.
Well, how do we learn more information about the law firm here?
You can contact us here, obviously. 221-0717 is our main office here in Columbus. But we've got a great website, rrcgovlaw.com, which has a lot of information. We're also on Facebook and Twitter.
Well, if you missed any of today's show, you can catch us on CW53 at 11 p.m. right before TMZ.
ESC is a veteran-owned fire and security company that has been keeping Central Ohio safe and secure for the last 5 years. John told us about the services they provide and how his military training helped him in the business world. So John, welcome to the show. Thanks for having us out.
Thank you.
How long have you been in business here at Electronic Systems Consultants?
We founded the company in 2011, so we've been in business going on our 6th year.
So what are you guys about?
Electronic Systems Consultants, we're in the life safety and code compliance business. So what that really means is we design, install, and service fire alarm systems, fire suppression systems, sprinkler systems, kitchen hood systems. We do a lot of preventive maintenance on those services and systems. We cover the whole state of Ohio, and because of my majority ownership, we are a registered MBE with the state of Ohio and a veteran-owned small business.
So you were in the military, would you say Air Force?
Air Force.
So how do you think the skills that you learned in the military help you run in your business today?
It's a great question. I actually was a firefighter in the Air Force, so that was my career field. I got lucky and selected a good career field, and through my 8 years in the military, I was a firefighter, fire inspector, fire investigator, and assistant fire chief. So also retained my associate's degree in fire science and technology in the Air Force as well. And one of the things that we try to do that I mirror from my Air Force career is teamwork. Each one of our team members in our office, and myself and my partner, we don't call our team members employees, they are team members. They all have a specific job that's very important. But we can only reach our goals and complete our task if every one of our jobs are completed by each one of our team members together. So it's always been about teamwork from the Air Force to my current day in business with electronic systems.
So John, how can we find out more information about Electronic Systems Consultants?
Best way to get a hold of us is our website. It's electronicsystemsconsultants.com.
Fantastic. Once again, thank you so much for having us out. Great information.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure.
Stay up to date on the latest events and information by visiting onacolumbus.com. It's easy to catch up on previous episodes, guests, upcoming event info, and so much more. onacolumbus.com.